gonna try to sing this. Oh my god, I'm exhausted. I'm scared. Sun is the center of our solar system as a giant ball of plasma party hard to miss him in 49 degrees Fahrenheit temperature. Hydrogen fused into helium raise energy. Magnetic fields cause solar flares and color mass suggestions. Particles from these personal magical electric connections. It's 100 times as wide as Earth, 93 miles per hour. And despite all of this, it's just an average sized star. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the first 4 planets. Rocky like Gosh, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They're made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun, and as such, it takes the least time to run around its orbit. Its year is only 80 days. And the solar wind means that little gas stays on its rocky surface, barren and full of craters. With no atmosphere, it takes temperature waivers from 800 Fahrenheit to minus 309. But there is still some ice and craters away from Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the first 4 planets. Rocky like ours, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They're made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. Venus is the second planet from the Sun. It's the same size as Earth, give or take some. Venus is covered in a thick layer of clouds, made of carbon dioxide, which protects our shrouds the planet from losing heat like a giant blanket. So it's 900 degrees due to the greenhouse effect. It's covered with volcanoes and it's shaped by their powers. And only the probes that have ever landed died within 2 hours. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the first 4 planets. Rocky like ours, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They're made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. The Earth is the third planet from the Sun. I got a feeling you're familiar with this one. It's the only planet known to have life in its history. Though just how life started is still a bit of mystery. 4 billion years ago, 2 protoplanets collided, and our moon was formed when collision debris united. Earth's in the Goldilocks zone, not too hot, not too cold. For liquid water to exist and life we know would take hold. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the first 4 planets. Rocky like ours, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They're made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun, and it's the place where our voyager to another planet began. The sun's surface covered with red iron oxide, and much of its atmosphere was run away with magnetic field side. Early astronomers saw candles everywhere, and they thought perhaps aliens had put them there. Thanks to telescopes, orbiters, and rovers, we know that there are no such alien candles, although rivers, deltas, volcanoes, and canyons are found. There's little water with, but life on Mars still be found. So we send spacecrafts there like Curiosity to try to understand Mars geologic history. Between the inner planets and other planets, there are billions of asteroids orbiting in the belt around our stars. Sometimes they are knocked out of their stable orbit, and a few might collide with Earth if they don't avoid it. Why the belt? Well, it has to do with Jupiter. You see, it pulls on the belt with its massive gravity, preventing asteroids from forming into another planet. But don't worry, a big one can't hit Earth or sooner, can it? Jupiter is the 5th planet. It's the largest one, bigger than all the planets combined, but only 1,000 times the Sun. It's gas giant, so it has no ground which can stand. But that doesn't mean its surface is bland. The Great Red Spot is a giant island on its surface. It's the centuries old and huge, bigger than the Earth is. There are 4 big moons with binoculars you can see. Discovered in 1610 by Galileo Galilei. Io has volcanoes heated by the friction on its side. Europa is covered in ice with an ocean inside. Ganymede is the largest moon we know it exists. And Callisto is covered in craters with the asteroid it hits. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the first 4 planets. Rocky like us, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They're made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun, and in terms of beauty, I'd say it's ranked up clearly 1. They're made of bits of rock and ice orbiting the Sun, and they may have been formed when the Moon was destroyed. Saturn is the least dense of any planet known, and the most of weight its force is rarely shown. Titan has methane lakes and thick orange haze, and Enceladus has water and liquid water phase. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the first 4 planets. Rocky like ours, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They're made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun, and dirty jokes about its name are deserving of shun. Not much is known about Uranus or its brother Neptune, because Voyager 2 was the only craft to go to them. Uranus has rings, though not as great as Saturn's, and it's usually devoid of any interesting patterns. There's not much to know about this place, which you can say, but hopefully we'll send a new space symbol someday. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars are the first 4 planets. Rocky like us, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They're made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. Neptune is the 8th final planet from our star. The surface 1.1% is brighter so far. It's similar to Uranus in size and compression. And Uranus orbit predicted its position. You may not have noticed, but Neptune is a bright blue. The methane in its atmosphere gives Neptune its hue. It's the windiest planet with 1,000-mile-per-hour gust. And Triton has liquid nitrogen spewing from its crust. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. The first 4 planets, rocky white cars. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. They're made of hydrogen and helium gas like a balloon. The 9th planet was Pluto, but it's no planet no more because it's too small. It's a dwarf planet, but this topic shows the planets orbit close to our planet, but Pluto does not. And more dwarf planets were found. That's what the target hot. Dakota's big moon, Charon is Pluto's little brother. So big that Pluto and Charon orbit one another. Beyond the Kuiper Belt is the out cloud. And that's where the breeze, where our stars formation can be found. Our sun and the planets like Earth and Mars are not alone. Just look at these stars. You see, most stars have their own collection of bodies, and that is what the Search for Explosive Planet studies. And there are far more stars up there than you can see. 300 billion in our galaxy, and there are hundreds billions of galaxies that we know. So think about how small you are down here below.